Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
What is up, Snacketeers? So, in tonight's episode of Snack Talk, we're gonna kind of take a page out of a very large comic book conglomerate empire dynasty, some might say.
That's a good word.
You know, since that movie's coming out soon, the Kang Dynasty.
Moving on.
Anyway,
We're ripping off Marvel.
We are 100% ripping off Marvel, but we're not calling this What If.
No.
This is
What could have happened.
What could have happened.
Very original.
That, you know what? What could have.
What could have. So same general concept of what if, taking a single instance in time in history and altering it slightly, and then completely hypothesizing, theoretically speaking, what could have happened if this one thing changed. So I got a bunch of these in my head. I've only written down 2 of them.
Hey, 2's a start.
2's a start.
2's a start.
2's a streak.
2 is a streak.
So this is going to range this is going to be very broad. And please, if we talk about your core, this is nothing against how you guys performed or anything. This is all made up. This is all from our head.
It's literally whose line is it anyway?
Everything's
made up and the points don't matter.
The points don't matter. This is just for fun. Let's just play around with it. So our first one, what could have happened if Southwind 2000 made the top 12?
Oh, I want to hear it. Give me all the dirty details.
I will. So, arguably throughout DCI history, the most coveted spot, I think, is that number 12 spot. The most cores fight after it. It's sometimes the absolute closest of margins, and 2000 ain't no different.
No, not at all.
So all summer long, you had the Bluecoats from Canton, Ohio, and the newly reborn, restructured, whatever, Southwind from Lexington, Kentucky. All season long, they're neck and neck. Southwind wins, Bluecoats win. Southwind wins, Bluecoats win. And so finally we get to semifinals night. Southwind has their highest finish ever, and they only make it to 13th place, missing out the 12th place by 1/10 of a point to the Bluecoats.
1 whole 10th.
1 whole 10th.
1 whole 10th.
So the question is, what could have happened if you simply swap the scores?
So, just based off that, the momentum they had going into, we'll say, finals week, Southwind kept on pushing. New classical pieces, played strong. That was a core that put out some sound. I mean,
from 99, 2000, 2001, and 2002, and even 2003, the feeling of all of those cores were primarily classical pieces. So similar to Phantom Regiment as being a classical piece core.
Yeah.
So making it into the top 12, you would continue that momentum. And very possibly, what I think might have changed is that I think Patrick Seidling, who was the executive director in 99 and 2000, I don't know why he departed the core. So this is nothing against Patrick at all. I'm just going to theorize that if he didn't leave Phantom, if he didn't leave Southwind for Phantom, it's very possible that Phantom Regiment's resurgence in the 2000s
could have slowed immensely.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because we all know in 2003 was basically when they opened up and people were like, "Oh, hello, Phantom."
Yes.
Not that they weren't ever they've been a great core for forever.
Yeah.
But I think in 2003 that propelled them.
Yes.
And I'd like to think it was from the executive leadership. I'd like to think Patrick Seidling had something to do with it. I don't know.
Oh yeah. We can, at this point, we can truly only speculate.
But let's pretend that same momentum that propelled fandom is what propelled Southwind.
Yeah. And so not many people many people know this, but some of you newer folk into the DCI stuff probably didn't know when Southwind left Alabama and relocated to Kentucky, they were a part of the Madison Scouts family.
Yes.
And so in 2005, the Madison and Southwind decided to part ways pretty amicably from what I can remember. But in this scenario, it was a little bit more bitter, a little bit more.
I think with this scenario, what you would have definitely seen is that the breakup would have happened sooner.
Yeah.
And it would have happened after the 2002 season, because unfortunately Madison Scouts was 14th place.
Yeah.
Bluecoats in 2002 were 7th. So again, assuming we're just swapping around here at this point, Southwind would have made 7th place and Madison being 14th. So this would have been a much more bitter breakup than what actually did happen in history.
Yeah. And so that bitter breakup happens. Madison misses out on finals in 2002. Southwind moves up even farther. Mm-hmm. Then you come across 2005 Southwind, which is a distorted imagination.
Easily, currently the most popular Southwind show.
Currently, I could definitely agree with that. So that would actually become their first meddling show.
I think a bronze would not, again, with the success and the momentum from making finals 2000, I don't see why a bronze medal would be out of the question in 2005.
Yeah, and so similar to that, like the Bluecoats making famous the boxer.
Yeah, see, I think Southwind would bring back, as a tribute to their open class Division II days, they'd bring out the Everything I Do power ballad.
Oh, that would...
From 1992.
It was good then, but man,
with a world class sound,
melting faces.
I mean, heck, I'd like to hear them play it right now, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But we're in the hypothetical
yeah.
here. So instead of hearing the boxer, you're going to be hearing the what is that, Bryan Adams?
Yeah, that's Bryan Adams.
You're going to hear the Bryan Adams.
That's Bryan Adams, eh?
Eh? You're going to hear the power ballad, Everything I Do, every time Southwind walks on for an encore. But
I could even hear the sustain in that right now, too.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, chills.
So as the popularity continues to grow from that 2005 bronze medal, higher finishes, more popularity. So somewhere between 2007 and 2010 is going to be when Southwind would win their first world championship.
Yeah.
But what I also like to think would be really fun about this idea is that the rivalry from Southwind and Carolina Crown back in their 90s would carry over, but it would also bring Carolina Crown up faster.
Yeah.
Granted, Fantastic Four now, I think 2007 was kind of their moment.
Yeah. That was definitely their aha moment.
Yes.
It's like,
yes. So I think that right around the same time, I think Carolina and Southwind would have pushed each other to they would they would have the same moments at relatively the same time.
We would essentially be seeing that early 2000s like Devils Cavaliers.
Yes.
Like headbutting.
Yes.
Like, I mean, like serious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, because that all stemmed back from what, the 92 championship, or was it the 91 championship for Southwind where Crown was.
Oh, that was not 92.
That was 92. Yeah, Crown was like riding high, sitting in first place up until...
Well, no. So in 91, Southwind was undefeated.
There you go.
In 92, Southwind was undefeated until semifinals night. Crown won in semifinals night. And then Southwind came back on finals night and beat them. So, yeah. So, I mean, again, you had two Southern cores in open class, and it was just a great rivalry. They both... Carolina Crown advanced to world class in 94. Yep. So they were only 2 years apart from each other. So again, it wouldn't be too far-fetched to see these two push at each other. And basically, a lot of this is all based off of, like we said, moving the Bluecoats out of the final spot, but then also kind of comparing it to Phantom's rise from 2007 to 2010.
Based just solely off of the leadership of Pat Seidling.
Leadership, momentum.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think it's all fun.
Oh no, I mean, and that just literally opens up so many more questions that we could.
And I think that's always I don't want to say the Achilles heel maybe of the cores in the top 12 is just the momentum lost for a lot of these world class cores and open class cores too. You know, it is much more favorable. It is much more that's not the word. It's not favorable. Enticing
is a good word.
Yeah, for the more talented and the stronger musicians, marchers, dancers, performers, drummers, whatever, to go to it. It's more desirable to go to a top 12 core than it is to the others. And I know when we marched, it was basically top 12 or nothing, but it was very slowly becoming where even 13th and back were performing at a level of top 12 quality.
You could almost say that the cores 13th and lower were honestly driving the
12
top
and on to be better.
Literally pushing their show designs to be more complex.
I would agree with that 100%.
More specialized sound effects.
Instead of Blue Devils going against Cavaliers, it was, well, we also have to make sure that we're performing better than another 13 other cores. Yeah. So that's very true.
I mean, you know, now it definitely feels like, you know, DCI is, and like, you know, everybody is pushing everybody. I mean, we saw a couple shakeups this past year.
I mean, it's even confusing to see open class performs, and like this is what class?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. You know, while we're talking about Southwind, you know, seeing a Southwind 2022 of 90 people performing at a sound level of 120 people.
Oh yeah, they put out some some sound.
You know, and showing that you don't need a color guard of 30. You know, they had a color guard of, I think, less than 10. Or right at 10. I mean, it was maybe a baker's dozen if we're really looking at it, and that's just an intermission joke right there. But yeah, I think it's so. Tell us your thoughts on what could have happened. Just simply with a swap, and if you have other ideas on topics you'd like us to hypothesize, theorize, rhetoricalize, we're happy to do it.
Yeah, I mean. This is the what if scenarios, what could have scenarios. Always been a favorite thing of mine. Always. But so I think that's going to wrap up this episode of Snack Talk.
I think that is a wrap.
Yeah. I'm the Yeti.
I am DayDay.
And we'll catch you guys later at the concession stand.
Love you. Bye.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.